Hello, everyone. This is AAUW Connection and Conversation. I am Sharon Watson Hamilton, and we are thankful today because it's a beautiful spring day. It's finally gotten here after all the rainy times we had. Although I have to say, I don't think our winter was horrible, not like back east or anything like that. But AAUW stands for Auburn, or no, not Auburn. We're in Auburn. Okay, Phil's already laughing at me. Phil is our videographer. Anyway, AAUW, the American Association of University Women, and we try to promote, and we do promote, equity and education for everyone, but especially young women and reentry women into college. We do that through scholarships for our reentry and high school students. We also do it through a program called Tech Track, which are young women between 7th and 8th grade, and we sponsor them to go on campus, one of the university campuses, and they're emerged into a STEM week and STEM. I had a good friend of mine say she didn't know what STEM meant, and it was kind of like, oh, science, technology, engineer, and math. And so young women are taken off to a college for a week and immersed in those things and projects, and they're taken away their cell phones. They don't have cell phones while they're there. I think that's fabulous. I don't know why that tickles me, but it does. So part of the way we earn money to support those programs in Auburn, California, is our Trivia Bee. And we just finished our Trivia Bee about a week and a half ago. And it was so much fun. I know we've talked about it, and it was sports, and I'm a giggler on that. But we did have, as Susan Rushton would say, a raucous time. It was grand fun. And just to challenge Phil, because he's such a good videographer, and I'm grateful for him, I'm going to ask him one of the Trivia Bee questions that he will be appalled that I missed. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which team has the record of scoring the most points in a single Super Bowl?
I would have to say Steve Young and the 49ers when they kicked the bejeebas out of the Broncos or the Chargers.
You are so smart. Okay. You are so smart. Okay. I'm the 49er fan,
Right.
And I had the Broncos, but I couldn't remember the 49ers on that game. I knew it was the highest scoring. I knew it was the Broncos, and I'm going, Anyway, perfect. You get to come to the Bee for free next year. But I don't have any, I have no idea what the subject, I know. I have no idea what the subject matter is. Anyway, folks, that was a great event, and it was just a lot of fun, and yeah, we had a lot of fun. We supported through our teams who competed, the guests that were there. We had a few raffles that were fun. Of course, libations had to be sold. What else? Oh, it was a fun night. That's all I can say. It was, sponsorships. Our sponsorship program has kicked in under the umbrella of the Trivia Bee, and that has been pretty dynamic as well. And that's a good segue into my guest today. I have Linda Yaffe today, and she is a woman of grand energy, many hats, and
hello. Thank you for having me on your wonderful show.
Oh,
I always enjoy it.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Linda, I usually start out with, let's hear a little bit about your story, how you got to this point in time through AAUW, through Auburn, through, going back to wherever, as your story. Yeah, I know.
I have a very privileged life. My family was not wealthy, but I grew up in an historic pre-Revolutionary War town in northern New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Third bus stop out from Midtown Manhattan. So I was able to go and use all of the benefits of New York City throughout my childhood.
Oh, how nice.
I became entranced with the arts. I lived in the Museum of Modern Art. I lived in the Metropolitan. Saw all the first-run Broadway shows, $2.50 for a matinee.
Oh, don't give your age away.
It was marvelous. I love the arts, and that led me to a beautiful, beautiful outdoor location, Bard College, upstate New York on the Hudson River. Gorgeous location. It was at that time the smallest co-ed liberal arts college in the United States.
Oh my gosh.
The entire student body was 312 people.
How fun is
And
that?
we had a marvelous time there. I got to dabble in all manner of art, sculpture, painting, everything. It was great. But I fulfilled my dream. When I was 4, my parents took me to California, and I told them at that time, when I grow up, I'm going to move to California. After college, I got on a plane. I came out here, have not looked back. I've been here 56 years.
Oh, fun.
Been in Auburn a long
So 56
time.
years. What year did you fly out here?
68.
68, because I came out in 67.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Long
All right.
time.
Yeah, long
Love
time.
it. We're not turning back.
No, we're not turning back. But I did come out in the summer of love. Just gonna say a
Yes,
disclosure.
yes.
You know? Oh, how
And here we are,
grand.
and it's so wonderful.
Isn't it? I mean, what an eclectic background to have all your arts and education and then come to our rugged and
Yes.
fast-paced
This is
California,
other,
right?
The other face.
Yeah.
I majored in fine arts, minored in literature, which led me to write 6 books.
Oh my gosh, 6.
Among them Backpack Gourmet, which is 50,000 copies sold at this point.
And
I've
when
also-
did you write that?
Oh gosh, this is the 2nd edition. The first came out in the 1980s.
80s?
And I invented a method whereby people can take their own meals backpacking. So you can easily carry 10 days worth of food in little packets. You dehydrate the whole meal all at once, not separate ingredients, but the whole meal.
Oh, and you tell how to do that? And everything in your
Yes.
book.
And my books are available at Placer County Library.
Placer County Library.
Yes,
Yay!
just check out the library. All 6 books are in the library and available to check out, try it out, see if you like it.
Are you on Libby where they can get it electronically or not really? 'Cause
Not
that
in Placer
doesn't-
County.
Yeah,
No, it's limited what's available on Libby, but thank you for bringing it up.
yeah.
For those who don't know about Libby,
Yeah.
it's so Libby and Hoopla, you can get so much for free
Yeah.
in the comfort of your home from the library.
I have yet to take the leap to do it, but I hear about it and I want to do it. It's just a fantastic program. It's all internet based, but anyway, we won't digress into that. But okay, I know you wrote other books. Real quick, kind of what flavor books are they?
Solar cooking for home and camp.
Oh
I
my
solar
gosh!
cook here in Auburn
Uh-huh.
in my backyard
Okay.
from late February through early October every year.
Wow. It just seems ingenious to me, so
You can go home right now with
Okay.
cardboard and aluminum foil. You can make a panel, and you're cooking tonight.
Okay. Do you get bugs? I don't like bugs.
No, the
Okay.
food is covered.
Okay. The bugs stay away. I'm sorry. I digress, but I don't like bugs. Yeah, obviously, I used to backpack when I was young. I used to do a lot more hiking and that kind of thing. But bugs were never my thing. So I don't think I was long lived in it, but I enjoy the ambiance of it.
Wonderful.
So wonderful.
Nothing like it. It changes you, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does change you. It does. It's the hand of God kind of touching upon you
Yes,
through
it
nature.
is. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So, well, that's one part. So let's go. You've been here 50 some years. You're married.
Yes.
Married.
Yes.
And I know Linda the most, well, through AAUW, obviously. When did you join AAUW?
Oh, gosh, I
Ballpark.
can't even remember. It's been quite a while.
Quite a while.
Yes.
I think you were here
yes.
before me.
Yes,
Were you here
yes,
before
I
me?
was.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah,
yes.
you and Susan Rushing came in about the same time.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
And I have very strong feelings about AAUW. The struggle never ends, does it?
It
It
doesn't.
goes on apace.
I love her.
The struggle to vote,
Yeah.
the struggle for bodily autonomy,
Yeah.
the struggle for equality in the workplace.
Yes.
I remember as an intern writing ad copy, which my boss would take. It would go on the radio under his name. I was being paid minimum wage. He was
Right.
paying 50 times as much. These things go on forever,
Yeah.
which is why we need to support AAUW
Yeah.
as well as Common Cause
I
and all of
agree.
the other wonderful organizations.
You know, and
that
I even
help.
get a little broader, and anything political said here is our opinions, not AAUW necessarily, and not the TV station. And so I just want to be clear on that. We're not going to get too thick into the weeds, but it is a time where it's hard to avoid some of it. So, but I do that disclosure because we appreciate the TV station, we appreciate our organization, and we don't want to overstep, but as individuals, we do. So that's all I'm going to say on that for now. The show's not over, so it could come up again. But I appreciate you mentioning all those things. That's absolutely true. I actually, I do it more from the education point of view. It was really my passion to get involved. Reading and that part of AAUW, supporting their scholarships and everything was of equal importance to me. So you've been, and so what do you do with AAUW? Are you on any committees, book groups? You used to be. She's a grand sponsor for our Trivia Bee, and years ago, one of them you sold raffle tickets.
Yes, I remember.
And you wore a big hat with this roll of raffle tickets. She was so cute. You sold a lot of raffle tickets that night. That was
a good
fun.
night.
I forget what bee that was. We had animals. Was it the animal, vegetable, mineral?
Yes,
one?
animal, vegetable.
Yeah. So
That was
every year
fun.
we have a new theme.
I love it.
So anyway, but that's a nice memory of you.
Yes.
And I know you most from Tai Chi. You do
Yes.
Tai Chi. And that is another program that's kind of not through the library, but
Yes,
the library
it
supports
is a library
the program.
Yes.
And also it's free. I just want to throw that out because that's just a giving of your heart to
There are
to
two
people.
volunteer-led library programs
Okay.
at the Auburn Library. One is Silver Screen,
Silver
for
Screen with
which we both
Susan.
volunteer.
Yes.
The other is Auburn Library Tai Chi.
Yep.
Of course, since the library is being renovated here in Auburn right now,
Yeah.
we are at a different location temporarily.
Yeah.
So,
But and Susan had to do that too.
Yes.
But we're gonna another political comment. We got the funding to renovate the library, but I kind of read every now and then it could be in some sort of jeopardy depending on how they morph already given out funds. But it's out there. I just caution you to. We're going into our real topic today, and that is the big day of giving is coming up. Historically, can you tell me a little bit more about that? I know you've been involved in that quite a bit, but
I'm president of the Literacy Support Council of Placer County, and we fund curriculum, flashcards, books, computers, software throughout Placer County through the library program. PALS, Placer Adult Literacy Service, provides free tutoring and all kinds of other wonderful help for adults who need help reading and for families.
yeah,
A lot of the materials we buy are family literacy kits, so that adults whose skills might not be too good can work with their kids in a game sort of format and both learn at the same time. It's so good. It's wonderful. I'm also part of the library's volunteer tutor program. I've been doing that since 1999. So I work individually
Is
with
that
people
different
who need
than the
help.
literacy program? So you got PALS, the
PALS is part of the library's
library.
program.
and your
Ours is a 501c3
independent.
getting funds for the program.
Gotcha.
There's never enough money.
Oh yeah,
There's
that's-
never enough
Yeah,
money.
and that does bring us to the wonderful day of giving a little bit. I want to come back to this. We're not done with that. But May 1st is the big day of giving. And May 1st to me is always leaving flowers on the doorstep as kids for May Day. I don't know.
Maypole.
Yeah, you know. And so I always think of it, I think it's a perfect date this year because it's a day of giving and you used to give flowers and introduce spring. I
Perfect.
love
I
the
love it.
parallel for me. So your literacy program though is basically what we want to highlight as a way people can give to that program, but let's back up a minute. So you touched upon what it is. Can you go in depth a little bit more?
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to talk about Big Day of Giving in general, or?
Let's start there,
Okay.
and then we'll work into a little bit more about the literacy. Yeah.
This is one of the most generous regions in the United States. Isn't that just fabulous?
Yeah, because this hasn't been going that long, has
Sacramento, El Dorado, Placer, Yolo. That's our region.
it? Okay.
We are one of the top communities in this country for giving. And it's not that we're the wealthiest, but it's a middle class area and people are generous.
Yeah. Well, and people are passionate about supporting what they
are
love,
indeed.
right?
Local causes.
Yeah.
The money all goes back into your own community, which
Yeah.
means a lot.
Yeah.
Early giving starts on the 17th of April.
Oh, that's coming
one
up.
week from today. On that day of early giving, you can start going online to bigdayofgiving.org. Put in your charity. If you just put in the word literacy, you will get to us.
Okay. All right.
You will get to the Friends of the Auburn Library by just putting in their name.
Okay.
Every penny that the Friends make is going into the Auburn Library renovation. Every penny that we get goes into Acres of Hope
Okay.
programs for the library.
Okay.
We're buying books for those kids. Some of them, it's their first book that they've ever owned.
Oh.
So Acres of Hope is
So
very important.
the literacy program works well with the Acres of Hope. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, the library sends librarians over there
Okay.
who have wonderful programs
Okay.
that teach the children and the moms.
Okay. All right. So
It's like a supercharged story time that's very educational.
that's Acres of Hope.
Acres of
with
Hope.
you, but you go other places too. It's not just that marriage, is it?
No, the Placer County Jail Inmate Program.
That's right. Yes.
Is just amazing, and your dollars on Big Day of Giving will go to support everything we're trying to do in the jail to help people. We want people to be able to read, write, and speak English when they get out of jail so they can get a job.
Right. Right. Do you? If I was to sign up for your literacy, I say, hey, Linda, which I have said for many years and have not done. Full disclosure, but I would get some training.
Yes, you would get online. It's a nationwide course.
Okay.
It's standard course. It takes several days to do the training.
Okay.
Even if you're a certified teacher, it takes time.
Okay.
Because teaching adults is different than teaching little children.
Right.
You've
Right.
got to take into account their life experience.
Right.
Right. So you would take the online training,
Uh-huh.
and then you would be paired with someone who needs help.
Would you go to their house?
No,
Do
you would not. You
Okay.
would meet at the library.
Okay.
I have a learner right now. We are meeting at the temporary Auburn Library location.
Over by the
I'd
DeWitt.
love to mention that.
Yes.
If you haven't been, please visit. It's wonderful. It's in the FAB, the Finance Administration Building, 2950 Richardson Drive, corner of Bell Road. And it's the big tall building where
It's
you
the
go to
round-
pay your
it's-
taxes,
Yes, where you pay
where
your
you go to
taxes.
vote.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
So walk in 10 to 5, Monday through Friday. There are 2 staff people there all the time to help you.
Okay.
You can pick up holds. They have a lovely selection of DVDs and books to check out, including new materials.
Okay. And so there's places for
Yes.
if you met with your family
I meet with my learner right there.
Right. Okay. I think that's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
I knew the library had moved some services over that direction. I wasn't sure if they went there or the new building. The Health and Human Services building has a big room too, but you're in the where we know to go
Very
for
nice.
elections and
Very,
that.
very
Okay.
pleasant.
Okay. Are you in where the elections used to be in that area of it?
Where
downstairs?
there's a big lobby.
Yep.
If you continue back, and the library has all kinds of signs. Library open,
okay.
open.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Just follow the
fun.
signs.
That's fun. I just think it's a wonderful program because, as we all know, one little sidebar story, as we all know, I think reading and communicating are invaluable, right?
It's the foundation.
Yeah, it
life,
really is.
truly.
I remember my mother was a single mom to 3 of us, and when I was probably, I'm going to say first or second grade, and she had no money really, but she went out and bought a set of encyclopedia for us.
So sweet.
Because my brother and I were a year apart, and she wanted us to start looking at the encyclopedia, and I swear to goodness, we'd open it up every night,
Sit
read
down and
something.
read.
Yes, yeah.
What a great browse material.
I know.
Yes.
And we did have a Carnegie Library in my little hometown back in Illinois, but Mom just felt this was important to have in the household. So,
Yes.
but anyway, that I digress. So, and it is a little. There's other programs out there. I mentioned Sight Busters, but they're for little kids. It's totally different. Your
Yes,
literacy program
yes,
and teaching.
This is individualized,
yeah,
one-to-one help.
And it's for those who struggle through language as we age. Can I say that? I guess I can say that.
Yes.
So I think that's just grand.
One man came to the program, he had a stroke.
Oh,
He lost most of his vocabulary. He has it back now after working individually.
isn't that
with
fun
a tutor.
to say that?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So, that's a wonderful story. Got any more of those? That's a great thing to talk about.
The learner I'm working with now has Down syndrome.
Oh
When
my
I first
gosh.
started with her, she spoke in 1 or 2 word sentences.
Okay.
No, bad.
Yeah.
Now she speaks in complete sentences
Oh.
because I insist on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she'll say, in my opinion, that would be hard.
Oh, how sweet. How very sweet.
Yes.
How old is she? Can I
She's
ask that?
37.
37.
She's the sensibility of a preteen.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how long will you stay with her?
As long as necessary.
Really? So you can get a person, you can be paired up with a family, a person, and you stay with them till you feel...
Most people go through the program if they are, for example, if they've moved to Rockland from Korea and they're learning English,
Oh,
they will probably spend 6 months to a year with a tutor.
okay. All right. Well, and it doesn't cost them anything.
Not a cent.
Isn't that...
All
see?
the curriculum, which is quite expensive
Right,
because it's so specialized.
Right.
You can't give an adult Dick and Jane.
right,
You
right.
need specific, adult themed.
Right, and
Materials.
phonics and
Exactly.
I struggled with phonics though. I have to tell you.
Were you raised with phonics?
I was.
I was too.
And sidebar note again. My mom and brother could spell and say anything, and I got past Dick and Jane, I think, because I swear to goodness, I still struggle over spelling. I do, and I don't know. It's a gift. I mean, I don't struggle terribly, but my E's and O's at the end of words and stuff, yeah. And I was in the medical field, so everything became an OR, and that's not actually true. So it was always comical to me that they were so brilliant, and I would be kind of struggling between the two of them. But by osmosis and being around it,
Yes.
I did fine. So I always tribute my mom and brother to that. Let's see, what else? So our literacy program, and tell us again the literacy program and how people can get to that.
Yes. Let's talk about Big Day of Giving in general.
Okay.
It starts the 17th of April. It lasts through May the 1st. You can donate with cash or check. You can donate online. Go to bigdayofgiving.org.
Okay.
You can key in the name of your interest. If you don't know the name of the organization, you can put Food Closet.
Okay.
And all of those participating will pop up for you to choose from.
And
You
they'll
can read
be
about
in the
them.
whole Sacramento, El Dorado, Yolo,
Yes,
and Placer
in this
County.
region.
So
Yes.
look for the one that
Pick
you
and
want.
choose,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Literacy Support Council, you just put in the word literacy, support, council. That'll get you there quickly. You can read all about us and how we spend our money. Same way with the Auburn Friends of the Library. You can put in Auburn Friends of the Library or FOL Auburn, and Big Day of Giving will get you directly to their site.
Okay.
You can start with a donation as low as $10.
Yeah.
Or you can give $10,000.
Right.
Whatever is best for you. A person with a small budget of, say, $50 for donations that year can go to bigdayofgiving.org and give $10 to 5 different organizations if they choose.
Yeah.
They get an immediate receipt online, and they will get a nice thank you from the organization.
I think that is, I just, I'm kind of stumbling for words because it's such a dynamic program and it's so much to be proud of. And I love the timing. Okay, folks, here you go. It's right before or after taxes. If you've done an extension, you still might have time to donate and get credit for past year. I try. And but if you get a return, now you've got a little more cash that you can maybe give to something that you love that maybe normally you wouldn't be able to. Again, it is a troubling time financially. We're all challenged and somewhat worried, no matter where you stand on the spectrum. And but I think supporting nonprofits is really important. I also feel it's very important to support things you love. So Linda and I are here. We love the literacy program. We love the library. But there's a couple others that I'm just going to say. I love Wreaths Across America. Marilyn Schneider here in Auburn has promoted that. That's where they put wreaths in honor of veterans. And there's that. It's small, it's little, but they need donations as well. The other one I'm going to kind of throw a little kudos to is our Auburn Senior Center. Again, a lovely resource that is not very expensive, and they can always use some funding. I can't say enough good about all those things that we've mentioned. There's 4 grand ones. There's the big ones too that we don't want. I love our symphony.
Yes.
I love our symphony. But if you're a veteran and Wreaths Across America, or if you have a Down's adult child that you want to have read, I think you should look into these lesser known. No, that's not right. The smaller ones that need our support. And it has to talk to your heart. You have to
talk to your heart.
Because you won't find the money unless it does. I mean, again, we're all on budgets. We're all watching things. And so it has to talk to you, and it has to mean something, and it will mean something on the big day of giving.
The big day of giving, your donations go farther on the big day of giving.
Big day of giving.
The Literacy Support Council already has a huge amount of matching funds.
Oh,
We
I
are
forgot
ready
about that.
as a board to step up and double your online donations on May 1st. If you give 100, your donation becomes 200.
I have one last question on the day of giving, because I don't do very much money-wise online.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel I'm one button away from the whole world taking whatever I have. And so is there a way I know I can with you, because I write you a check and say, hey, put this in your name or whatever.
Yes.
But can other people just call up that organization and say, hey, can I just give a check but give credit for the day of giving?
Absolutely.
Okay.
As I said, it's a 2-week window.
Okay.
Any donations received by any of these organizations between April 17th and May 1st counts as part of their big day of giving total.
So you can write a check to
and
Auburn Friends of the Library
Correct.
and mail it, and it will be counted if it's in that window.
Yes.
See, that makes a lot of sense, because I'm old and
It's all
write
about
checks.
choices.
Choices, yeah, I know, I love it. Linda, it's been a delight. Everybody, please, I'm not going to beg for you to give. You've got to want to give, and it's got to come from your heart, and you want to support something you really believe in, and I know we all have several of those. But again, the literacy program, the Auburn Senior Center, the Friends of the Library in Auburn, California, Wreaths Across America, and the symphony are kind of my passions, if you will. So do that. Anyway, take care of each other. But one last, I've got 1 minute to wrap this up. It has nothing to do with everything we've talked about, which has been lovely. And Linda is such a role model that I want to be like her when I grow up. But she just wears many hats, and she's very generous and very active and enthusiastic, and it's lovely to see. But also, this coming Sunday, April 13th, is the anniversary of my brother's passing. It was 28 years ago, and I'm doing a shout out to him because I know he's always listening because I talk to him periodically. But I adored him. I want you all to think, if you're having trouble in your families, the adoration is there. Try to find it during these tipsy-turvy times, because family does, I think that's a little trite. Family isn't everything. We have chosen families that are equally passionate and important to us. But I do a shout out because my brother was my best friend, and I miss him every day. And so anyway, shout out to my brother Pete. And other than that, please take care of one another. Be kind. Have a happy, happy spring. And big day of giving, May 1st.